In this episode, we decide you don't need to go up a mountain to be a better photographer. You can do it on the street. We look at how you can spot pictures within pictures, and of course, we end up in the pub. Blimey, there's a head on that, eh there? Oi, can you fit a whiskey in that glass? Yes, of course, sir. Well, you shouldn't be able to. Fill it up with beer.
Hey, Phil, I've had a great idea, I'm going to put some graft in this year. I'm going to make myself a better photographer. By the end of the year, I'm going to be better than you. Well, that's very commendable, Ian. Well done you. What are you going to do? Go on a course? Get some textbooks, magazines? What about YouTube? Now, that's a great place to go and get some free advice. I can think of one good channel in particular. Oh yes, I know who you means. You means that photo tripper bloke, don't you? He's good, he is, eh? No, not photo tripper. Me, Riley Photos. Goodness, Ian, I don't know why bother. Hey, don't get shirty with me, mate. I don't know who you means. Anyway, I'll go on the computer and have a look at your channel. I'm sure it's a boster. What, you're not already a subscriber? Oh, yes, your channel, of course. I was forgetting myself, all right. Of course I'm prescribed to you, definitely. Yes, I go on it all the time. Come on then, tell me, how are you going to become a better photographer this year? Well, I was reading this article in the magazine and it said if you want to be a better photographer, then choose a style of photography and concentrate on it and get better and better and better. And soon enough, you'll learn skills from that. That'll make you a better photographer all round. Well, I can tell you what kind of photography you need to do to get better. You should have just asked me. Okay, brain box. Spill the beans then. What kind of photography is it that's going to learn me to be better? What you want to be doing is street photography. Yeah, I'm kidding me, eh? Street photography, that's all I've got to do. Take pictures of streets. Blimey. Piece of cake. I can go out here, down King Street, turn left, go down John Street, right to the end, I'm in the High Street. That's 3 streets already. I'll be David Bailey by the end of the week. No, loghead. Street photography is when you go out to streets in towns and cities or villages or whatever and take pictures of just whatever's happening, you know, random scenes. You're not setting things up, you're observing, you're taking pictures of what's actually happening. What do you mean random? Well, it's random because it's just whatever's happening. You've got no control over it. You can't change the lighting, but you can observe it. You can't change what's happening, but you can observe it. And that observation that you build up, that's what's going to make you a better photographer. No, you've lost me already there. Explain. Well, you see, when you walk around the streets, there's going to be loads and loads of things happening, but you've got to make sure that you see it. You've got to get used to noticing things, to observing things that are happening. Often, when you look down the street, you're just focused on where you're going. You're just focused on what you're doing. But what you've got to learn to do is see, to observe, to see the things that are happening all around you. It's quite a skill. And when you build that up, you'll start seeing all sorts of things happening that you just didn't realise you walked past and didn't even notice before. I already looks where I'm going, do I? Otherwise I'd fall flat on my face. And if I go into Brummagem and I don't look where I'm going, I'm going to end up under a bus, I'd say there's looking and there's really looking. I still don't know what you're on about. Look, my eyelids, I'm open. I'm looking, Well, you can look all you like, but as a street photographer, you've got to start observing things. You've got to start noticing things. It's those little tiny things, tweaks in the light, little shimmers of light and shadow detail and people and what people are doing and actually be ready to capture those things when they happen. And an atmosphere, feeling, you've got to take the viewer to that space.
Hang on a minute, where's all these pictures come from? What am they? Well, these are pictures, Ian, that my son, Elliot, took. You can follow him on Instagram at Vintage Vantage. These are a trip to London that he took with an old 1980s Mamiya 645. So they're all taken on film. And look at that for a great portrait. And look at that. That's observing light, observing those really dark clouds going on in the background, and that's what I'm talking about, seeing things that are happening. This jogger going past is chosen quite a slow shutter speed so that the whole park look in the background is clear, but the jogger is going past, but that shadow detail, look, he's observing the light. Nice portraits. Ask people if they'll have their picture taken, and usually they will. This is my favourite. This guy's enjoying the sunshine in the park and Elliot's asked to take his picture, but he's used that tree look to get that real sort of symmetrical pattern going.
The bottom line, Ian, is if you don't see it, you can't photograph it. Oh, I see. Do you though? I mean, do you really? I don't know. Do I? Well, in most photographic disciplines, I don't know, portraits, weddings, PR, marketing, advertising, whatever you're doing, you are concentrating on your subject. You've been given a subject and that's all you've really got to concentrate on. But with street photography, you don't even know what the subject is until it appears. You've got to walk around and really observe. You've got to spot the picture happening. Oh, you just want me to notice everything that's around me? Why don't you say so? Keeps using these big words. You've got to look at the world in a different way. Well, it's nice to be different, ain't it? Exactly. And being aware of your surroundings gives you an advantage, and you can use that advantage. Well, I'd like to have me a go at that. And why not? Street photography is everywhere. You just got to grab your camera, get out there and start looking. That's right. Oh, and you don't need to trek up a mountain to take your photos either, don't you? Absolutely not. In fact, you can get good pictures outside the cafe, even in the pub. Well, now I'm talking. Hey, the Red Lion's opening just about now. We could just pop in for a quick pint, just to start our street photography, of course. Well, it'd be rude to say no, wouldn't it? I'll have a pint of best if you're buying. If I'm buying. It's always me that's buying.
Now, if you'd like to treat yourself to a great street photography camera, I'd recommend either the ultralight Nikon ZFC or the Sony RX10 Mark IV with its incredible Zeiss 600mm lens. But which is best? Take a look at this video here where we do a shootout head to head.